大家好，我是你们的老师 Faith 老师。Hello everybody, I am your teacher Faith 老师. By now, we've learned quite a lot. Today, we are going to learn about time, how to say time in Chinese language, as well as very useful sentences that I know you're going to be able to use after this to send a message or even to talk to a Chinese. As we talk about time, there are different words that I would like you to start by knowing. So I'm going to teach you these words, then we're going to pick those words and then we make sentences with them. My first word is dian. Dian. The word dian means o'clock. And then number 2, we've got fen. Fen means minutes. Number 3, we have ban, which means half. Then we've got the word cha, which means to be short of or to be lacking. My last word there is ke, which means quarter. So I've taught you dian, then fen, then ban, then cha, and then ke. These are very useful words when it comes to speaking about time in Chinese. Now, I would like you to know that the word that we use to ask time in Chinese is 现在几点?现在几点?现在 means now, 几点 means what time. 现在几点 means what is the time now. So let's assume that right now is 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, do you remember the numbers? From number 1 all the way to number 12, which makes up the clock. So you have to remember the numbers when doing this. So if it is 7 o'clock, we are going to say 现在七点. 现在七点. Now, 7 o'clock. So if somebody asks you, 现在几点? So you can say
现在七点.
Now it's 7 o'clock. Now let me teach you about the clock. Now let's assume now it's 7:05 or 7:05 or 5 minutes past 7. How are you going to say? Remember, 现在七点 is now is 7 o'clock. So if it is 7:05 or 5 minutes past 7, we are going to say 现在七点零五分. Ling, remember, is 0 and wu is 5 and fen stands for minutes. So 现在七点零五分. Then if it is 7:10 or 10 minutes past 7, we are going to say 现在七点十分. 现在七点十分. How about if it is 7:15 or 7:15? We're going to say 现在七点十五分. 15 is number 15. Say 现在七点十五分. But we can also say 一刻. Now remember, I've told you 刻 means quarter and 15 minutes make up 1 quarter. So we can as well say 现在七点一刻. 七点一刻. 7 and a quarter. 7 and a quarter. 现在七点一刻. How about if it's 7:25? We're going to say 现在七点. Can you feel up? 现在七点25分. And what if it is 7:30? We are going to say 七点半. Remember, ban means half. So we can say 现在七点半 or 七点30分. Remember, 30 is number 30. But in simple terms, because we are practicing our spoken Chinese, we can just say 现在七点半. Now let's move on with the clock. How about if it is 7:45? Remember, 7:45 literally means 7:45 o'clock. So there are certain ways in which we can answer this. So the first one is 现在7:45。7:45。45 is 45. 所以现在7:45 one way. But we can also say it is 15 minutes to 8 o'clock. So we can say 现在差一刻8点. You remember the word 差 to be short of or to lack. So we'll say 差 to be short of 15分 15 minutes to 8 o'clock. So we can say 差15分8点 or 差一刻8点 because 15 minutes is the same as 1/4. So 差一刻8点. How about if it is 7:55? 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. So how would we say this? 差5分8点. 差5分8点, meaning it's short of 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. So 7:55, we can simply say 差5分8点. Now you know the clock, and if the clock goes round from the beginning to the end, you can be able to tell the time. Now, a few sentence patterns I want us to pay attention to. But before we do that, I want you to remember certain words. For example, the word 早上. 早上, normally we say 早上好, good morning. The word 早上 reflects the period between 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. After that, we have 上午. 上午. Now, 上午 is the period between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then we've got the period of the noontime, 12 all the way to 1 p.m., which we call 中午. 中午. Then we've got the afternoon, 1 p.m. all the way to 6 p.m. We call that period 下午. And then the evening period, which is 7 o'clock to midnight, we call it 晚上. And then we've got the midnight all the way to 5 a.m. in the morning, which we call 凌晨. So if you want to deflect a.m. or p.m., then you're going to say for a.m. you will say 上午 or 早上, and for p.m. rather you will say 下午 or 晚上, depending on the time. So now I'm going to teach you some useful sentence expressions that you can use while practicing time. Our first sentence is 我早上8点上班. 我早上8点上班. 上班 is to go to work. So I go to work at 8 o'clock. 早上8点上班. What time do I leave work? 我下午5点下班. 我下午5点下班. So 下班 is to leave work. So I go to work 8 a.m. in the morning and I leave work at 5 o'clock rather in the evening. So 我早上8点上班5点下班. My second sentence is 火车下午火车下午2点出发. 出发 is to set out, to leave. So this train leaves at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Note, we do not say 2点, we say 2点. So 火车下午2点出发. How about we want to talk about the time that we will go to eat lunch, for example. So we can say 我们下午1点半吃饭. 我们下午 afternoon 1点半 1:30 p.m. do what? 吃饭. Say 我们下午1点半吃饭. Then let's think about this plane that is gonna be leaving at a certain time. So we can say 他们的飞机下午差一刻3点起飞. 起飞 is to fly, to leave. You know, it's leaving one place going to another place. 所以 this plane 他们的飞机 their plane 下午差一刻3点 at 2:45 p.m. 起飞，所以他们的飞机下午差一刻3点起飞。Now you've got useful expressions which you can use and practice with those to make sure that you can say time in a better way. Until next time, it's your teacher Faith 老师. Remember to subscribe in our channel to learn more. 再见